Where are you? What do you see around you?
There's a lion next to me.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about this lion. Can you describe it for me?
A male lion, just like we have now.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I just saw in Kenya.
Mm. What else is there? Look around in there.
It's very sparse. It's like I'm in Africa again.
Mm. So lots of nature?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Can you describe me a little bit how it looks like?
So exactly like Masai Mara, where I just was, like where it's like very, it's not very dense, it's sparse, like some acacia trees here and there.
Mm.
But I feel like I'm dressed in maybe some traditional clothing, but I don't feel as human.
Mm-hmm. What makes you say that?
Because I feel like I kind of have like a glow around me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see how you look like. Let's have a look at your feet. Are you wearing anything on your feet, or how do they look like?
I'm barefoot.
Mm-hmm. How do the feet look like?
Like human feet, but they're longer and more slender.
Mm. What color is the skin?
It's weird because it's like it's a little bit like iridescent, but closer to my skin now.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe a little bit like shimmery to it or something.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And as you go up your legs, what do you see? What are you wearing? And the more you describe it, the more clear it becomes.
So I feel like I'm Maasai, like with that like traditional, like kind of just like a wrap dress, very lightweight, very like loose on me, like comfortable. Just kind of just covering me, but it doesn't feel like there's anything underneath me.
Mm. What colors are there?
I see the red, but colorful, like maybe colorful jewelry like they wear.
Mm. And on your torso? On top? What do you see?
Just like lots of like beaded necklaces and like almost like I feel Maasai, but I feel like my skin is just different. Like I feel more alien, ET-ish.
Have a look at the hands and describe them for me.
Ooh, really long, narrow.
How many fingers do you see? Don't think twice.
Okay, more than 5.
More than 5. Are you wearing any jewelry on your hands, on your wrists or fingers?
Yeah, I feel like there's crystals on my rings.
What kind of?
A lot of them.
A lot? Tell me about it. What crystals or colors do you see?
Different colors. They're for different things.
They're there for different things. Tell me about it.
Like they have a purpose though.
So what colors do you see? What kind of crystals?
I see a pretty blue, like an indigo blue.
What is this for? Why are you wearing this one? It's helping you in some way?
Yes.
What is it helping you with?
Maybe like It feels like it's like maybe like my energy is projected into it or something.
Mm-hmm. What about the other crystals? What other crystals do you have?
Well, oddly enough, it feels like the rose quartz ring I have now.
Wow. And I wonder what material is there except the stone on the ring?
What material?
Yeah. What else is it made of? Or is it all crystal? The ring.
Ooh, it feels like... Ooh, it feels like my skin is the ring part. Like it's almost like it's a...
Part of the skin?
Yes.
Mm.
It doesn't feel separate.
Mm-hmm. Have a look at your face. What do you see? And you can see it very clearly.
It doesn't feel like I'm male or female.
Mm-hmm. How do your eyes look like?
Big and kind of a little more oval.
Mm-hmm. Big?
Like... Yeah, like big eyes.
Mm-hmm. What color?
No, they feel dark.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the rest of the characteristics of your face. What else do you see? Do you have a nose?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How does it look like?
A little bit sharp.
Mm-hmm. Small? Big?
Small.
Small? Smaller than the average human noses?
Or maybe like a small human nose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you said it's sharp?
Yeah, it feels sharper though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the tip of the
Mm-hmm.
nose is like
Yeah, I
an
keep
eyebrow.
seeing like really like, you know how like the old aliens that the people would draw pictures of?
Mm-hmm.
Like the first ones that I almost feel like I look a little bit like that.
So what about the mouth?
It feels small also.
Mm-hmm. Do you use it?
Mm,
How do you use your mouth
to make sound, maybe.
to make sound? Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I talk words.
Mm-hmm. Do you have hair?
Mm-mm.
No. And what shape is your head?
Very oval.
Very oval. Is the head big?
Like elongated.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good. You said you don't feel like you have a sex, right? Male or female? You feel more androgynous?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you holding anything?
Yeah, I felt like I saw a spear.
A sphere?
Yeah, like...
You want to tell me about it? Describe it for me.
I think it becomes what I need it to be.
Mm-hmm. How does that work? How do you do that?
Just my thought.
Just your thought? So now it's a sphere because you asked it to, or is this the original form of this?
It feels
Object.
more like it's some kind of crystal also.
What color is it?
It reminds me of like the brightness that I saw around my skin. Like, or the iridescence. Kind of shimmery.
What size is this ball?
No, I mean, okay, I'm sorry. When I said sphere, I mean not sphere. I meant like spear, like a warrior would carry. Like a long, tall. I mean, like a long, thin thing, like that I'm holding, like that. Oh, but I do different things with it, like maybe touch things, or activate things with it, or manifest things. Oh, it's like an extension of me that I use to do things with.
Where did you get it?
No, it's like it comes with me.
Okay.
Like almost like a body part.
I see, I see. Tell me about the lion. What's your relationship to it?
Well, he almost feels like a part of me too. Like we're very close. But it's like we don't have to use words. Telepathic. We talk to each other.
Is there anybody else around you where you are now?
No, like I feel like maybe I'm away from everything right now.
Okay. How does it feel to be there where you are now?
It's so beautiful. I appreciate the land so much.
So you feel peaceful and feels good being there? And let's close that scene and let's see where it is that you live in this life. Do you have a residency or a home or something like that? Let's move and go to where it is that you live in this life.
So that also feels like a dome-shaped thing, like made out of that same like iridescent kind of stuff. Like everything feels very organic, like it's alive.
What is around that dome? Where is it located?
Okay, what I just saw is like inside the earth, like maybe like the grid lines power it.
So it works with the grid?
Yes.
The grid of the earth?
Yes.
Who built this house there?
We used our technology.
You used our technology? Your technology? Tell me about it.
So I see myself like using my instrument to maybe tap into the grid lines and like then manifest. But it's very basic.
The house?
Yes.
For how many people is it?
I just feel like me and maybe, so I just felt like I wanted to say my wife for some reason.
So let's go inside and see. How does it look like, and is anybody there inside? Step in, have a look around. Tell me, what do you see?
The only thing I just felt is like maybe the roof of it like comes back to let the sun in.
Beautiful.
But it just feels like everything is by thought.
What do you mean?
Like I just can say, or it just knows like the sun is out, so it lets the sun in.
Does that mean that you can communicate with this
yes.
house?
Yeah, like another extension of me.
So, in other words, this house has consciousness?
Yes.
Do you have furniture in the house?
Yeah, I feel like I see like a bed type thing. So it looks like I rest.
How long do you need to rest per day? How often do you rest?
Oh, it's almost like like the battery has to be recharged. So we actually rest a lot.
Do you sleep?
No, it feels like more like rest. Like we're still conscious maybe. But I feel like I'm somewhere else when my battery's charging.
Tell me about it. So you are resting, your body's resting?
But my consciousness, my body rests, but I go somewhere else.
Where do you go?
Home.
Home? Tell me about it. How does home look like? Or feels like?
I think the lions are walking around. No, I don't think I have a body at home.
How does this place look like? Can you describe it? This place you call home? Is it a physical place?
No, I don't think so. Because I feel like I'm just kind of like orby, lighty, or something like that.
Do you see any colors or anything? Lights or anything like that?
Yeah, I feel like there's more people that like are around me and I'm communicating with.
Do these
I
people
mean, not people, but
beings?
yes.
Do these beings have form, or they are formless?
They're formless.
They're formless. Do you feel like they are familiar to you? You have any connection to them?
Oh yeah, I know them.
You know them?
Yeah, it looks like we just came back again to do some more work. Like we just come into those body things. Like it's not really my body. Like I don't have so much it's reminded me of like Avatar. Like where they had those avatars.
That's how it feels.
Yes.
So you go in and out, so to say?
Right.
With your consciousness?
So like while it's charging up, and then we come back in there and like do the things that we need to do with the land, with the grid.
So tell me about what is it that you do in this
It
place?
looks like maybe
When
I'm also like creating like plant life and stuff. Like it feels like a biologist. It feels like a biologist.
Creating
Right.
life in a way?
Yes.
How are you doing that?
But this is what I was saying when I used my thing. So it's like while I'm back home, I'm not doing that anymore. But when I'm in the avatar body, then I'm just going around and I'm doing something to the land and creating life and creating plant life. And
so this stick is able to create life?
yeah, like it's an extension of me though, but it's like it's helping me to like, or bring back to life even maybe.
So can you give me an example? How would that be actually the process of you creating something?
It's almost like I just see it. I just know this should be here. Like, okay, this is this space or place. This should be here.
So before you do what you are doing, there's nothing there?
Or it looks like it's really like very weak or dying or dead. And maybe I can like bring it back to life. Or even sometimes put other things to sustain life.
And how can you do that? How can you have this ability? How are you doing it basically?
I've been called to do that before, so that's like one of my specialties.
Who asked you to do that? From whom are you getting these instructions? Is it back home where you...
Yeah, it feels like a council. It feels like people around the thing deciding how we're going to help, how we can be of assistance.
Before we go to this council, I would like to ask you, what else is it that you're doing while being in this body there? Do you have any other purpose?
So it feels like the animals need us too.
In what way? How are you working with the animals?
Now it feels like they're just keeping us company. Like they're our friends. And then we just, like, almost like we miss them. So when we come, we spend a lot of time with them while we're doing our work.
Are you able to communicate with them?
Yes.
Through the mind?
Yes.
Are there more of you there?
Yes. And some do different things.
Are you all in the same area, like living in the same area?
Yes.
Is that all we have discussed, what you're doing, how you spend the majority of your time, or there are other things and tasks you are doing?
No, I just come to do my specialty.
That's your specialty?
Mm-hmm.
So others are doing other kinds of things?
Yes.
Like what?
I see some repairing the grid. Like it's almost like I'm doing like regeneration, where others are doing repair work.
Could you share some more information about how do they repair the grid?
It just reminded me of like somebody has that welding hat on. I got the image of like a welder, like with the kind of like the sparks flying in. Like, you ever see a welder when they have the torch out, and they're like mending something. I don't know why, but that's the image I just got in my mind.
And I wanted to ask if you all look similar. Do the others look like you, or?
I think I chose that because of like I just have a relationship with the Maasai, so I chose that like outfit.
That's nice, and that makes sense. What about the others?
No, they
have other kinds of outfits.
Yeah, like because it's just like you can just look however you want.
So everybody looks different?
Or I feel like everybody's dressed differently, but I think we look, our body things look the same. But like, you don't have to have those clothes on. Like, it's not a tribal thing.
I see. And then you said when you rest, you go home, right? You want to tell me more about this place? Can you share with me the reason why you are projecting yourself into this body on this planet that we are viewing at the same time, and why are you doing this work?
Yes, we're just assisting with the rebuilding or the repair and the regeneration after something happened to it.
Was this place damaged and you are taking care of it, or no? What happened? Do you know? Do you have information about that?
It feels like the grid was damaged. And then that caused everything else to be off.
Very good. So let's close that scene and let's move forward to an important day. We are now moving forward to an important day.
We're finished.
Does somebody tell you so, or you know it?
You feel like the lion is happy, like everybody's happy because we finished, like everything feels lush again, like it feels beautiful, and like everything's back online almost.
Wow. How do you feel?
Good, like that was awesome.
Wow. So you are content and...
Yes.
Very good. And what are you gonna do now? Let's just see what happens.
Okay.
Allow yourself to see what happens next.
I think I'm gonna go teach next.
What are you going to teach?
Kind of like how to do the same work for newer people.
And where are you going to do that? Do you have a destination, a certain destination, location? Have you been given or have you chosen a specific place? Do you know where you're going to go?
No, because I feel like I'm gonna teach before like somebody else goes.
What do you mean?
Like maybe I teach the people that are going to go somewhere else.
And who decided that you're going to do this? Do you decide, or do you get instructions by somebody else?
I'm kind of here to help, so it's like I'm okay. Like since I just did that one, then now it feels like okay, I'll teach for a little while, and then...
Are you happy with this decision?
Yeah, it's been fun.
Have you been doing this for a long time?
Yes.
And what are you teaching?
Like the work that I do, like how to regenerate like grid systems.
Okay, so let's see what happens next. What do you see next happening?
It feels like when everybody comes together, we all pass along each other's stories and like knowledge and understandings and lessons, and then how we can use that next time. Yeah. But not through words. Like we just, like I get the image of like all of us coming together, and like as soon as we touch, we have, it's like we're transmitting that information.
Are you aware that you are speaking through a physical bodies?
Yes.
So what is it that you would like to share with her?
She's been doing this kind of work many times, many planets, many ways, many responsibilities.
So like seeding life in a way and working with the great?
Yes. Generating. Yes.
Is this one of the reasons why she's in this body called Robin?
Yes.
Is there anything you would like to share with her about that?
She's going to start to see more grids and do more regeneration.
How is she going to be able to see?
With her third eye.
With her third eye?
Yes.
Is there anything you want to say to her more to make her understand it? Perhaps if anything she needs to know to understand it better? Or any advice?
Not really, just kind of trust, because you already know what you're doing and how to do it.
So she's doing a good work already?
Yes, definitely.
So what is the main work that she has been doing?
Activating this new grid.
The new grid? What do you mean when you say new?
It's like it's there, but it needs to be like turned on. Or fine-tuned even.
Is she aware of this consciously?
Maybe not.
Not in this depth.
So much, right?
Okay. So she knew that she's doing something, but she maybe was not exactly sure what.
And how much is helping the animals as well, and the trees, and the plants. Everything's connected.
Everything is connected. So what's the best way to step on this fully and with more confidence? What advice do you have for her? Since from your perspective you are much more advanced in
But she's just already doing this. It's like, you just... It's just like following your heart, because already she knows how to feel what she feels.
So that's one of the reasons why she has been traveling a lot lately, especially.
Yes.
Is she doing it also unconsciously when she travels places, or is there anything? I wonder if there's anything that she needs to be doing when she's traveling, something that needs action, or it's being done just by her being in these places. Does she need to take any form of action?
She can be more intentional about working with the dragons and the crystals inside of the earth. She gets glimpses of doing that work, of activating, but not as much as she could.
How can she connect more with the dragons and the crystals?
Just close her eyes when she's in these places and connect with them.
And how can she work with them? How would they assist them?
That she already knows what to do.
Would you like to remind her and maybe go more into depth?
No, she knows the crystals are within the earth.
And what is the role of the dragons in all this? How are the dragons assisting? You said she's working with them, right?
Yes.
All right. So, what else would you like to share with her from your perspective as a future version of her?
There are many tools to use that are extensions of your natural physical self that are able to be utilized. And even if you don't know, you can ask, what do I need now to do this, or to assist me while I'm in this space? And you'll be able to bring forth that, which is really, we don't see it as a tool outside of you, but a natural part of you that comes forth to assist with that task.
So ask and you shall receive.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. From your perspective, you could advise her any steps that she could take to really embody who she wants to be.
No, but it just doesn't require thought in that way.
Mm.
It's like it just naturally happens, just like,
Mm.
you know, allowing it to happen, to unfold.
Mm. Mm. So there's nothing that she should be doing, in other words. She should just allow herself to be.
Right.
Mm.
And just by asking what else is available to me in this space to use, and then things will come.
They will come in the right time when it's appropriate and
Exactly.
when you can digest them and
Exactly.
integrate them.
Exactly.
So then, may we ask for Robin's higher or true self, or her original life force energy, to come through and communicate with us?
To stop wanting so much and just start to allow, so much more will come. To relax more, enjoy more, be present more.
How is this going to assist her in her path?
And sometimes she's just trying so hard that it actually is counterproductive. She does more things that are involve fun and food, and it's better.
So it's more about just releasing all the ideas of duty and having to do things, and just let go of all this and allow herself to enjoy, be playful, rest.
Exactly. Like everything, it can just flow when she allows it.
And I guess it flows even more strongly, right?
Yes.
Is Robin supposed to go to Egypt with Ray in March?
This will be very beneficial for her.
Would you like to say to her why?
Just an acceleration.
Acceleration? Of what?
Her ascension path.
Can you share with her what would be the best way for her to heal and clear herself?
By actually doing it. She wants to rely on everyone else to do that for her, but she just needs to do it herself. She already knows how to do that.
How can she do that for herself?
Just like she does it for everybody else, she can do it for herself.
And why is it difficult for her to do it for herself?
She doesn't trust herself.
And does this serve her?
Of course not.
Tell her why.
It keeps her away from growing more. This is like, like part of the foundation.
Why she doesn't trust herself?
Not acknowledging who she is. Long life of low self-esteem.
Does she need to carry all this baggage?
Of course not.
Okay. Is it time for her to release then these limiting belief systems?
Yes, she's doing well releasing.
Can we help her today? Can you help her today to release anything that no longer serve her?
Sure.
So that she can fully step into her true self, in her beauty and power.
Exactly.
Mm.
Just twiddling my thumbs, waiting.
Mm. And besides then techniques and tools, and is there anything you want to share with her regarding healing and clearing oneself?
You already know that everything is inside. You keep telling everyone else that, but are you really understanding that for yourself? Like, everything is inside. You don't need to look outside anymore.
Mm.
It's okay to accept practices or things from outside, but it's not that you can't do it from just yourself.
Mm.
Like, you have the answers, and just ask. Just ask,
Mm.
is this in my best? Does this resonate with me?
Mm.
Not just accept it because it's from this person or that person.
Yeah. Because we all have our own unique truth, right?
Exactly.
Mm. So we should use our own discernment, whether this serves us or not.
Of course.
Regardless of who the other person might be. Yeah.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Because something from them 1 month ago may have served you well. Something from them this month may not. So everything, you hold it up to see. Hold it up to the light.
Mm-hmm. Does Robin at this time has any kind of attachment?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel no.
Mm-hmm. So Robin feels like that now she's ready for a new life, so to say, a new partner, a financial reset, fix her house, and all this. How can she manifest all these things?
She already is.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her about it.
Just be patient.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's all coming.
It's on the way, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. As long as she's asked for it, she's bringing it closer, right?
Yes. It's all changing now. It's already been changing.
Mm-hmm. So everything will come to her.
Yes.
She just needs to be patient.
Yes.
Okay. So there's nothing she should do, like, put it into action in the physical?
See, when she's so hard on herself, then she doesn't get the things done that really could assist.
Like, what do you mean when you say that?
So
when she's too hard on herself.
In other words, like, okay, for example, maybe someday she can wake up and go and have some drink and sit in a coffee shop and write. She doesn't have to do meditation every single morning before she does something else. That's rigid.
Yeah. Absolutely agree.
Instead of scheduling sessions early in the morning or conversations with people, she can go and write. The books will be so lucrative for her. And she puts them off and puts them off and puts them off. And gives other people her time. Or even gives her time to a structure that she doesn't have to follow.
Okay.
Because she's always in meditation. She's always aligned. She's always there. She doesn't have to physically sit and do that. So
she was restricting herself?
Yes,
Why?
Very much so.
Why was she being so strict to herself?
She's afraid to fail. Afraid that she's not getting something or progressing or having more.
What, or along the way, where did she get this belief system?
Of not being good enough. Yes.
From where was this generated? In this life?
Oh, many lifetimes, but and reinforced in this lifetime, for sure. Her grandmother did a lot
to reinforce it. Her low
yes.
self-esteem.
Yes.
So she played her role, her part good.
Very well.
And why did Robin did this to herself? Why did she decide to limit herself in that way and have this experience of having a self-low esteem?
What other best, but what a great way to learn. It's just learning.
So does it need to still be so rigid and strict with herself?
No.
It doesn't hurt her anymore, right?
No.
Because now she's remembering who she is, so it's time that she allows herself to free herself, right?
Yes. Creating so many rules and guilt when she doesn't do certain things.
Yeah, and this creates resistance, right?
Yes.
And the energy doesn't flow.
Yes. She keeps herself behind.
And also is lowering the frequency, right?
Yes.
If you're not doing every single moment what you want to do.
Exactly.
Beautiful, beautiful. Can you help her assist her in the everyday life, like whispering in her mind, reminding her how, how do we free herself in that way?
I'm laughing because I feel how anal I've been. I just feel how anal and hard on myself that I've been. Like I don't want to allow myself to. I work so hard.
Yeah. My goodness. It's ridiculous, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, but she can see it now.
That's what makes it so funny.
Yeah. So no more, please.
Okay.
Free Robin.
Yeah. Go smoke a joint.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Well, there are many questions here. I don't know if they are important. Don't get me wrong, but
what we just laughed about is so important for her path. Everything's going to change.
I understand what I agree with you. Yes, I mean, you know better for her, of course, but somehow
yeah, so those don't matter.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and ask the questions that she has, and if you think that it's appropriate, then you can answer to her. Just I leave it up to you. So she's asking who she has integrated fully so far. Nut, Hathor, Osiris, Sekhmet.
This is another rigid way of looking at things.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Any advice on how to improve her sessions and abilities?
Okay, so once again, this is a rigid thought idea. And every session is going to be very different from the next. And she doesn't have to apply the same principles or ideas or methodologies to each session. It's best to allow. She has a very vast library of information to tap into, and allow this to be accessed with each person that she interacts with. Already, she can feel the change in her sessions that has naturally been happening. As she continues to do more and more sessions, things change. And she feels that and knows that. And it's just about being open and fluid. It doesn't have to be like, oh, now I do this.
You don't have to figure it out. You just have to allow it to flow through you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, this really is the overall, like, the answer that she's wanting us to, like, how to progress or how to do the next thing. It's all the same answer.
Yes.
It's really just allowing to let go of the rigidity that she's forced upon herself.
So this is a question that is engaging the mental process, which is exactly the opposite of what it should be.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. It's no longer mental. It's no longer
Yeah.
reading and learning, and it's like really allow that true essence to come forth. It's ready to come forth. Just allow it.
Okay. So she doesn't have to analyze it, understand it, conceptualize it.
No, and look at how much was understood today in just walking and talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really, it didn't have to be we schedule a session and
no.
It's really just allowing. And when you're in that space like that, the understandings come. No, the understanding that she had today is allowing for this now to unfold as it is.
So, regarding sound healing and toning that she wants to get into,
Practice.
Any advice? Just practice.
Allow.
Just do it.
Yes. You have to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't just one day you open your mouth and it comes out. You just practice, do it. The more and more comes, the more you do it. The remembrance.
So, could you summarize what was the reason why she needed to have this session today? What did you hope that she would receive from this session the most?
Let's see now. She can be free to allow what needs to come through. And the work or the understanding that she had this morning, and there's an integration this morning that had happened. It's like this was just preparation for tomorrow, for her to be in a space of allowance, because what needs to happen tomorrow, she needs to be in the space of allowance. She needs to be aligned. In other words, to step into those shoes. You can't step into those shoes with these limited thoughts about who your higher self is, who you are, what you need to do, the step by step in
the going back to this morning, I wondered, did my cat assist her in any way?
Absolutely.
So you confirmed that. What did she do? Because Robin was meditating, and then Bridget jumped in.
She was dreaming.
Dreaming? What do you mean?
Like processing. It's almost as if she hadn't finished processing. She was headed in the wrong direction with her processing, in other words. It's almost like you know how you're headed down one road, but it's almost like you went the wrong path and you take the longer way to get there. Almost like there's no light to lead the way, and then it's a much harder path versus the other path is lighted and much easier, and you just get to see and have the understanding. So it's like she came to show her the other path to take. And that led to the understanding that she had this morning about integrating her shadow, her fear.
And embracing it.
Yes.
And loving it and accepting it.
Yes.
Not of being afraid of it.
Exactly.
That's so beautiful.
Yes.
Is there any question that you wish that she would have asked today that she didn't?
No, the understanding that she received is going to serve her so much.
Can you tell her why?
The chains have been removed.
This is brilliant. This is so beautiful. It's so amazing. And any last message or advice for her you want to share before we close?
Now, excuse me, now it's time for us both to grow. To be in those shoes. That's what this whole gathering is about. For us to step into those shoes that have been waiting for us. They're much larger than what you've been wearing. It's like each time when you complete service in humility, you receive more. And if you do something to get more, it never works that way. But when you say yes, when it comes, it automatically inspires growth.
Thank you.
Thank you.